So this time I'm talking about AI. Now, I've been doing videos about AI for the last 3 semesters, and every semester I do it again, and things have changed. And there's new companies come along, and Adobe has added new AI tools, and ChatGPT has expanded. And I am not an expert in AI. I know that it's being used in the design industry already, which presents challenges for us as designers. Now, a for instance is people developing games, video games. They will do an AI version of a background. It just means that somebody doesn't have to spend the morning drawing a background while they figure out what the characters are doing. They may not end up using the background. They might actually end up using the background. But it's just a quick, cheap, and dirty thing they can do, get the ball rolling. This goes for writing as well. You can do a first draft of something. You could say, I want to talk about some story ideas for a bunch of characters who land on Mars who are stuck with no spaceship, but they run into some friendly aliens who tend to be not so good aliens, and that they're attacked in the night. You sort of tell them that, and then the AI just works it up into an idea for a script for a game. People are doing that a lot, doing it like first drafts. And the obvious things in Illustrator and Photoshop are, do a really good idea of extending the background, taking the background out. I haven't had a lot of luck with this, I have to say, because it'll do a kind of good job, but then you have to fix it, and then it's like you might as well have just done it yourself. For some things, it's definitely good. But all of these things are things that you should be aware of. And you should play around with, not just in the Adobe stuff. In the Adobe stuff, you're using Adobe all the time. So take advantage of it, find out what it can do. And then, take a walk around some of the other sites, ChatGPT, OpenAI, well, not OpenAI, but what's the one I'm thinking? I've got a list of them on Brightspace under course materials. I think it's number 13. There's a document that just lists off a bunch of AIs that you can try. Mood boards. Oh, that was one. Mood boards. Making a mood board is fun, but it takes a really long time because you have to go and find all these things. It is a fun process. But if you're in a rush, you can just punch it in and the AI will come up with something that you like, or you can add to or subtract from or something like that. There's all these little things that AI can do, but you need to know what they are. Everybody is in the same situation as you and me. Everybody is learning how to use this software, and everybody is trying to wrangle the new stuff that's coming along really quickly. It's, oh, yes, they could do this yesterday, now we can do that. So when you go for a job interview or you're working on a job, you need to be able to say, yeah, I understand this and this and this, and I've used it for this and this and this, but it doesn't really work for this and this and this. So you have to be able to have that conversation and have something to say. You can't turn up to a job and say, I don't know. That means you are not paying attention to the design industry. You need to be somebody that pays attention to the design industry. It's extra work, but AI is just making it easier not to hire people. Now, AI cannot replace a designer, but they can make for fewer designers. So you want to be the people that are on top of that stuff. You want this reflected in your knowledge that you can talk about, but also in your portfolio. So if you develop a campaign, for instance, you could do an AI version of, okay, make this into an Instagram post. So it'll reconfigure everything to be in an Instagram post. I can kind of guarantee that they will mess it up, but then you take that and you improve upon it. So you're using the tool for something that will be a shortcut that you will make sure is right. And then you explain that when you're talking in an interview. So that will be reflected in your portfolio, and you'll say, I used AI to enhance this campaign, or to reconfigure this element of a channel. But you can't not know everything about AI. Now, those of you that are interested in illustration, this is particularly challenging for you because AI can quickly do a nasty little illustration of something that the client kind of thinks they want. You can create one of those and then adjust it. But a lot of them are pretty awful. And a lot of them look very kind of old-fashioned. And the reason they look old-fashioned is because the AI is taking all of its ideas from stuff that people have done already. This will probably change. But at the moment, clients aren't quite attuned to the idea that the AI is not really cutting it. So if you're going to do an AI version of illustration, you have to make it look spectacular. You have to make it look your own. For some clients, they're just going to use AI now. They're not even going to bother with illustrators. So we have to be on top of this stuff. Now, some of you are more comfortable with writing than others. So AI is very useful for either writing something for you or doing a first draft for you. They tend to sound all the same. Now, again, for the last couple of semesters, I've been having students do their cover letters using AI, and they tend to sound all the same. And if you're an employer and you're reading through 50 resumes and 50 cover letters and they're all sounding the same, then they're going to get very bored very quickly. And it's showing that you're not thinking about your creative output there. You're saying, I'll let the machine do it. And everything starts sounding the same. And we as the designers, we need to be able to be the people who are making it not sound the same. He said, we're doing this cool campaign, and then we're going to do this other thing, and then we're writing this thing up, and we're making it sound even better. That you can't rely on the AI to not be just boring as hell. So if you use it for writing, punch it up, make it better. But it's a very good way of doing a first draft. And I know that some of you have used AI on your initial essays. And I'm not going to tell you who, because if you went to a job, they're not going to say you used AI on your cover letter, didn't you? You have to make sure they don't think it's done by AI. You have to figure that out. You have to make it better. Because that's the danger for writing and for creative designs, is homogenization. In other words, everything is the same. The designs are the same. The writing is the same. The movies are the same. It's because it's some computer who is not a human making these decisions about how humans are going to respond. So the upshot is you need to have some of the stuff in your portfolio. So I would like you to do something this week using AI, ideally something that's part of a campaign that you have already. If you've done an illustration, you make it an additional illustration in a series for that illustration. You can do something in writing, but post it on Brightspace under assignments, I think. No, not assignments, discussions. Post it in discussions. I'll create a discussion that is for AI projects. Post it there. Let's see what everyone comes up with. And I'm not trying to say you've done a terrible job or a great job. I'm trying to see what comes up, what kind of thing the AI is doing. It's so you guys can start to become more comfortable with what these softwares will do for you or not do for you in a professional setting. So an assignment, do something in AI, stick it on, what did I just say? Discussions. Okay, I will see you on Sunday and Monday.